Yo guys, can we talk real quick? We're deep into Season 3 and we only have 2 characters left in the DLC slots. So I want to know, who do you guys want to see in these last 2 DLC slots? I put a little bit of a list together using the help of my Discord, link in the description down below, and also just some characters I thought up on my own. When making this list, I tried to think of characters that would not only sell well, but people want really badly in this game. So without further ado, let's get into the top 10, kinda not really because there's more than 10 characters people want to see in Season 3. And the first one being everyone's favorite character, Ribrianne. I'm joking, nobody likes this character. I know. Most people in the States don't like Ribrianne at all whatsoever. And honestly, I'm one of those people. I much rather see Monaka in the game before Ribrianne even gets close to being in the game. But she's extremely popular over in Japan. They go nuts for this character because she's a whole entire reference to Sailor Moon, of which is extremely popular in Japan. So based off her popularity and her fandom in Japan, she has a really good shot of being in Dragonball FighterZ. However, if she doesn't get into Dragonball FighterZ, it'll more than likely be because of how many people simply just don't like her out of Japan. Now, if you don't already know, there's a little bit of a theory going around saying that the Season 3 DLC pack is Tournament of Power themed. And if we keep up with that trend, then Toppo has a really good chance of being a Season 3 DLC character. While Toppo may not have the most massive of fan bases out there, he is a character we see regularly requested. And while I'm not a massive fan of Toppo myself, I think his God of Destruction form is absolutely awesome. Like, I love that form. But Toppo in his base form, not the biggest fan. I also think it'd be nice in order to have another big body character DLC, just because we don't really see that all that often, and we really haven't gotten one Season 3. Keeping up with that Tournament of Power theme, we also have Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Fujita. Now there's an issue with this. While Super Saiyan Blue Evolution has a massive fandom behind him, people love that form, I think it's a little bit too similar to Super Saiyan Blue. And to be honest, by adding Toppo in the game, they can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and they can just give Toppo and Super Saiyan Blue Fujita a dramatic finish, where Super Saiyan Blue Fujita would turn into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Fujita. Keeping up with Vegeta, moving away from the Tournament of Power though, next up we have Baby Vegeta. This is a character a lot of people love and adore, and I can totally see why. I mean, whenever you have another Vegeta, people are gonna freak out and love him. Not only does Baby Vegeta offer a wide range of very unique moves and techniques, he also offers us another representative from the GT series. With GT Goku being the only representation of GT characters, I think Baby Vegeta could be a really solid candidate, especially when you factor on top of that, he's got a pretty solid fanbase standing behind him. This also brings into question the next guy, Omega Shenron. Now, while I personally was never a fan of Omega Shenron's design, I absolutely loved his moves. And this brings us to the last GT representative that we have, that being Oob. I didn't realize how popular Oob was. Like, it turns out Oob is extremely popular. And while I personally never really liked the character, his popularity is well deserved, and I would not at all mind seeing him in the game. I think he'd be a great addition. Not to mention the fact the dude would probably sell a lot of copies. But you know who I think would really sell a lot of copies? Majin Fujita. This guy has to be one of the most, if not the absolute most requested DLC character I've seen. And it's completely understandable. Now, I think he does suffer from the same issue that Blue Evolution suffers from, where he's kind of just a costume swap of Super Saiyan Vegeta. But the difference here being, not only is his fan base much more massive, allowing him to sell more copies, but he also has a plethora of very unique moves and techniques. He also brings with him the benefit of adding in a dramatic finish with Fat Boo, as well as a lot of interesting character interactions. I can see it now. One of the more unique character interactions that comes to mind would be Base Vegeta or Super Saiyan Vegeta fighting up against Majin Fujita. I can see Majin Fujita referencing why he let Babidi take his mind over as he looks back at Base Vegeta before the fight. While we're on the Boo Saga, we can't pass up Dabura. Dabura is one of my favorite villains, just based on design alone. The guy looks sick, and not only that, he has a bunch of really dope techniques. This right here is a perfect opportunity to introduce another character with a very unique playstyle, and that plays just a lot differently from the rest of the roster. This is clearly something that they like to do. I mean, just look at the last DLC character we got, Master Roshi. I also really like the idea of Dabura being in the game, because he can have a lot of interesting character interactions with Krillin and Piccolo, which are 2 characters that aren't shown enough love at the moment. He can also potentially have a dramatic finish with either of those characters characters or Fat Boo himself. Next on the list, we have another sword wielder, which is something I didn't really focus on with Deborah, but I'm gonna focus on it with this guy, and that's Tapeon. Look at this ocarina playing dude, man. You can't see this man and not see the potential in DLC here. A movie character with a sword who's all mysterious and secluded from everybody, doesn't have any friends. Well, with that kind of demeanor, Tapeon has managed to gather a massive following, and that gives him the ability to push a lot of copies of DLC. I think also having some more sword normals and just sword attacks in general, much like Trunks as well as Janemba, could be pretty interesting and could offer a lot of fun for a lot of people. Having a high-ranged character like that, I think it's a good addition. Moving on from one movie character to another, Bojack, another big body character. I'm gonna be honest, I loved how Bojack played in Xenoverse. They made Bojack really unique in that game, and I have no doubt that they can make him just as unique in Fighters. But to be honest, I can't see Bojack being in the game, as I don't think he'd really push a lot of copies. Yes, some people want him, but there's someone people want a little bit more, and that's Raditz. Personally, I'd love to see Raditz in the game. Dude, that's Goku's brother. Like, this man is actually Goku's blood. How is he not in the game? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I want to throw double Sundays. I want to throw Saturday Crush. I want to be able to pick Raditz and absolutely demolish base Goku just for nostalgia's sake. And then have Piccolo DHC with a special beam cannon and get myself feeling some type of way. That's what I need in my life. That's what I want in my life. It'd be amazing. Like, they literally have the perfect opportunity to add a dramatic finish for either Piccolo or base Goku. And could you imagine the character interaction with base Vegeta and Nappa? That'd be awesome! Dude, we need Raditz in the game. This is by far the one I want the most. And if you're on board with it, let me know in the comments down below. Now for our last one, but definitely not least, that's gotta be the fan favorite, Mr. Popo. Nah, I'm messing with you. All jokes aside, future Gohan, man. We need future Gohan. Could you imagine how unique his normals are gonna be having just one arm? I mean, granted, Vegito pretty much uses no arms, and he does just fine other than when he wants to grab you, and no one exactly is calling Vegito the most unique character, but I feel like because that's future Gohan's whole entire shtick is, oh, I have one arm, they would definitely play around it and make it a big part of his character. Now I know, future Gohan gets some backlash because they're like, oh, he only had one arm for a small amount of the movie, but that's the most iconic part of the movie, like... What do you mean? That's like disregarding Mecha Frieza and pretending he never happened just because Trunks chopped him up in 2 seconds. Or disregarding Super Saiyan ever happening on planet Namek just because he beat Frieza ASAP right after that. My point being is, future Gohan losing his arm is one of the most iconic parts of that movie. And that's the reason why he's stayed solidified in people's minds for this long. That's why he's so impactful. It's also a Gohan that's the exact opposite and contrast with the Gohan that we're left with in Dragon Ball Super. It's the Gohan we all wanted and the Gohan we deserved, but the Gohan that's now dead. So future Gohan? Yeah, I'm definitely all down for that one. Guys, that pretty much wraps up my list here, but let me know in the comments down below, who would you like to see as the last 2 character slots in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Maybe I'll do a follow-up video going over who you guys want to see. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, remember to hit the like button. It helps out a bunch. And if you're new here, feel free to stick around for a while, pull up a seat, and subscribe. We have some really great content and Dragon Ball FighterZ videos daily. Which, by the way, if you're looking for some more videos, I got a couple on your screen now you can go ahead and check out. As always, thank you guys very much for watching to the end. I'll see you tomorrow. Have yourselves a wonderful day.